everybody, SuzyQue here and welcome to QueAquatics and Exotics. And today I'm very excited to share a first with you. I'm setting up a turtle tank in a store today.
Hey everybody, it's SuzyQue and I'm here to show you just what I do. I have a passion for fish and exotics too, so come along with me, it's SuzyQue.
So this turtle tank is going to house 3 small turtles. So far what I've done is I've set up a 55-gallon. I've brought in some crushed coral and gravel. And let me show you what else I brought. I brought a basking area, tank topper basking area, and it sits right on top of the tank, so that'll give us full access to the 55 gallons of water. I brought a self-ballasted lights. It provides UVB, light, and heat all in one lamp. A 300-watt heater, water conditioner, turtle food, siphon, filter, sponge for inside, timer, power strip, and a screen top to cover the opening part of it. So the basking area is going to sit on the edge and on top of the tank. And if you can see here, there's a place for turtles to rest towards the top if they want. It's a solid bottom, suction to the side so it doesn't move around, a ramp to get from the water into it, a metal grate so we can put the light on top and not worry about melting the plastic, and a plastic top so you can see in and check on your turtle if you need to. This fits right on a 12-inch tank, so whether you got a 20-gallon long, 55-gallon, what I do is you just take the 2 suction cups and make sure that this one's on, and then make sure this one's on. And once there's suction cup, that'll stop the movement. So that's going to be the basking area. Here is the ceramic socket, and what you want to make sure is not only that the bulb will fit in it, but it doesn't exceed, this says up to 150 watts. And this is an 80-watt bulb. Now, this can get clipped on here as such, but we'll hook that up in a little bit. Leave that up there. Next, my turtle filter. The reason I like these filters is just a small pump down here, and they come up and you can have your biological media in here. As a matter of fact, I'm bringing a seeded sponge. So I'm adding another sponge in here, like so. And now that also gives them, if they want to clean out the sponge, they can clean out one sponge and leave the second sponge, and I'll explain all that to them when I see them. Right now the store's closed. Put the top on, and now the turtles can't get to the sponge, so there's no nibbling on the sponge. And this just hangs on the back. We'll hang on the back filter. We're going to talk about wire management when we get everything in the tank that needs to be in the tank. The next electronics that we have is a 300-watt heater. And this you can set it at, we're going to set it at 75 degrees. So once it hits 75 degrees, there's a thermostat built inside, it'll turn off. As you also want, so now we got 3 wires coming down and an outlet with only 2 outlets. So what we're going to do is we are going to Velcro this to the top of the tank stand. That way as we plug everything in, we still have our drip loop. And if you're not sure what a drip loop is, if I have water coming down out of a tank here into a wire, and the wires directly plug in here, the water could follow that wire right into the electricity. We don't want that. So we make sure that the wire comes below the electricity and loops back up. That way if there's any drip, it'll fall to the ground and not in here. You always got to be careful of that drip loop. I'm going to put this on and see how this goes. Putting Velcro on the back of one of these, because at my house I usually screw it into the wall. Well, this isn't my house, this is somebody's store, and I'm not about to screw it into the wall without their permission. And now I'll put this on there, and let's see the sturdiness of it. You want to come down and see? Okay, so now we're underneath the stand, and here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to attempt put this here, still a drip loop here. Okay. It seems to be Velcroed on pretty good. There is a drip loop here, which is very good. So right now we have the heater and the filter, which will not be on a timer. Then the light that we have will be on a timer. So I got a super simple timer, and I knew it was going to take up a lot of space. Maybe I'll put it on the end. Put this on here. So now I have the timer on, and I made it so it comes on a half hour after the store opens. Especially in the beginning, I want them to have confidence in the timer. And it's going to go off at 6 o'clock when the store closes. Once they see Monday through Friday that the timer is working fine, then we can change it if we want to. But that's what we're sticking with right now. How's that? I'll plug the light in here, but I'm using the light to show you. So here's how it looks so far. As you can see, I'm trying to keep a hold of wire management or cord management. So underneath doesn't look too bad. When I get a little zip tie, I'll keep these zip tied together over here. So that all the wires will be going down one corner, down along the back of the leg, and you still have the drip loop. So that'll go. This is the only wire that I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about this wire and that the edge of this lamp is touching. So I might have to get some kind of, not pot holders, maybe put some stone up around the edges and get rid of this clamp so that we could just put it like that. But if I put it like this right now, I think it gets way too hot sitting on. So I'm still going to worry about that. And I think what I'm going to want to do is just put something like hot pads right around the edges here so it can sit here. Or maybe something from Home Depot, another screen. The idea, what you're supposed to be doing, is attaching it here. And I can tighten it up so that it stays here, but being a store, anybody shopping here will be blinded by the light. So I don't want any blinding by the light, so I want to make sure it's down flat. The other screening I want to show you is the screen I brought for the top of this. That this 20-gallon long screen, this end, is I just opened it just a little bit so this part would lie flat, everything else. If you put it up here, it's a good fit. This will keep fingers out, it'll keep turtles who are very clever at climbing out, and we might even put a nice heavy decoration right on here. Like maybe get a big stone turtle or something, just to make sure, because these turtles are small, but they're strong, they're powerful, and one of them is a diamondback terrapin, which is known to be an escape artist. So I'll show you the turtles at the end of this, but right now, I just wanted to show you the screen that I noticed fits perfect, 20-gallon long with this tank topper. And then we'll be able to utilize all 55 gallons. Speaking of that, I'm gonna go get the hose and get some water. And as I get the water, I'm going to get my water conditioner ready. So this is prime and you don't need a whole lot, so I'm going to probably put a capful in here because one capful is good for 50 gallons. Let me go get the water. I got to make sure when I turn this water on that the hose doesn't go crazy because I'm in a store. So no, I know I could just fill it up and run the filter and it would clear out, but I think I'm going to take out 5 gallons of this mucky water just to get a head start on clearing it out. Now there's water coming out into the bucket without me sucking on the end. Once you get the siphon started, take it from experience. Don't walk away. Don't walk away. Don't sit here talking to the camera while you know there's water dripping into the bucket. Now maybe there are people out there that can track what they're doing and never get caught, but guess what? I flood a lot. I flood enough to know that's one of my limitations. I think that's about as much as I can carry. Just realized something that I forgot that I may want to bring next time. I'm going to bring them a net. So when you come into the store, this is the front counter. The store goes all the way back. It's filled with vinyl and everything you need to create vinyl t-shirts, hot presses, crickets, silhouettes, and then there's going to be the turtle tank. So you come around this aisle, and look over here, and you got whether it's Oracle, permanent vinyl, glitter, stretch, glow in the dark, and then turtles. Do you see why it was so important not to have a lot of wires hanging around? So this store is pretty cool. So if you make crafts or make your own shirts or have a t-shirt business, they do online sales. Let me show you their card. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to set up a tank in their store. And all three of these turtles were housed together all summer in my summer tub. We're going to do Louie the Diamondback Terrapin first. So the plastron, woo, tip to tip is 4 inches, and its carapace is also 4 inches. It's okay, buddy. The male tail, the cloaca, is farther down the tail. The female's cloaca is higher up. The next turtle is going to be Peak. So Peak is also, this is a full 4 inches for Peak. They're all right around the same size, 4.5 inches carapace. Oh, I wish you could really see her shell better. I don't think my camera picks up on it real good. And this is a female. Her nails would be much, much longer if they were a male, and her cloaca would be farther down. You can't see it, but her cloaca is right up against your plastron. Let me see if you can see those gorgeous eyes. Now let's look at Turdy. Turdy was rehomed to me from a beautiful family that absolutely loved her, but they just realized they could not take care of her. So I can absolutely appreciate being rehomed and not being let loose. Please don't ever let a turtle loose in the wild. And this is her beautiful plastron. Absolutely beautiful markings. And she's a yellow belly slider. And she will come eat right out of your hands. You can tell by the yellow streak, we call a yellow lightning bolt, on both sides of her face. And she's got gorgeous yellow eyes. See that? Her carapace is only 4 inches. And her plastron is the same, but her carapace is a little smaller. She likes pellets. She likes turtle sticks, floating food, flakes. Yeah, right? Worms, mealworms, earthworms, crickets, flies, anything that lands on the water that's moving, she will eat. And her claws would be much longer also if she was a male. There we go, we got to get a good see of it. Female. So I gotta say, this is pretty exciting. We're still waiting for the water to clear, and I'm waiting for the owners of the store to decide what kind of decor they want. You know, to add a little flair to the decoration part of the tank. But I'm really excited about this. So thanks for coming along and checking out my turtle tank setup in the store. See you next time.